if you are part of like the top 0.01% of creators and you're trying to go from 1 million a month to 10 million a month or whatever number that is, I'm going to break down how you should be structuring your media team, your content team. I'm going to break down rough averages of pay, important hires, kind of go from there. This video should only have like 1,000 views. I'm talking like this video is probably not for you. Just, you can scroll if you want. I'm going to get into the details here. We're going to end with a full monthly budget. I'm pulling this information from Dan Martell's team, Cody Sanchez's team, Alex Hormozi's team. I'm pulling this from experiment that I am running right now. Experiment's not the word. The build I'm running right now for a creator who's number one in his niche. And then also, I'm pulling from what I've seen big brands do. So I've spent a ton of time in the brand space. I've worked with like maybe 3 9-figure companies, and they have similar structures, probably a little bit smaller than this, but I'm gonna break it down, okay? Each role, what it should cost, how the hierarchy should be, and we'll go from there. Okay, the number one role, this is the most important role of the whole entire team. It's your head of content, it's your creative director. This is the Caleb Ralston. If you know Caleb Ralston, this was Alex Hormozi's creative director, Gary Vee's creative director. This is Sam Gaudette, who is Dan Martell's creative director. There's so many people like this, okay? This is this one person who is going to oversee every single medium and hub of your content team. They're going to create synergy and be in charge of growth. They're going to be tracking your competitors and making sure that you are outpacing them, all of it, okay? Now, I'm going to break this up into 5 pods. The first pod is going to be like miscellaneous people. The second pod is going to be short form. The third pod is going to be long form. The fourth pod is going to be written socials, so LinkedIn and X, and then the last pod, the 5th pod, will be email. And those are kind of the 5 pods to build out a phenomenal media team. Then we're going to talk about the actual team members that you need underneath every pod. Okay, let's start with miscellaneous. These are people that are basically do a little bit in every single pod. Okay, first you're going to need a videographer, obviously. You need a stellar videographer. You really only need one. You need one really good one who understands how to cultivate recording environments. Okay, this is going to be about $6,000. Number 2, you're going to want a paid ads agency. I think agencies are the best. I don't think bringing in paid ads for in-house is a great idea. Jeremy Haynes charges $15,000, 15% rev share. We'll just say $15,000. There's a lot of great paid ad agencies that you can get for $15,000. This is going to be a huge part of your business. Next, you want to have somebody who is a funnel builder. Okay, they can build the email sequences, the landing pages, they run the data, they create the UTMs, all of it. This is your automator. This is the person who gets in the weeds and builds all the automations. They know Klaviyo like the back of their hand, or ClickFunnels, or whatever it is. You want to pay this person between $6,000 and $8,000. Let's go 6 just to be on the small side. You want a content VA. You need somebody who is clicking post on all these things, scraping data, doing the dirty work. You can get one that's phenomenal for $3,000. You can get it from somewhere.com or athena.com. Next, you want a niche expert. This is the most overlooked team member when building the team. This person understands the niche just as much as the main creator. Okay? This person has to understand business as much as Alex Hormozi. This person has to understand small businesses as much as Cody Sanchez. This person has to understand real estate as much as Ryan Pineda, all these different people. Like, this person has to be this kind of like psychotic introvert that just studies. Okay? What they're going to do is they're going to inform without the main creator having to be involved. They can do a lot of written content, they can help with the email, they do the research, they share insights, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that's our miscellaneous bucket. I'm going to give a final monthly budget at the end of this. Next, let's go to short form. Your head of content each hub of these 4 hubs needs to have, or actually not all of them, but your short form needs to have a strategist. This is somebody who is a master of understanding the complexities of TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. This is me. This is what I do. I understand the complexities of all these platforms. I understand hooks and pacing and growth tactics. Like I know how to use trial reels. We know how to scale up and rehook and edit 15 different times and how long an edit needs to be, like all that stuff. They freak out over it, okay? But it's all up here. They may not have the editing power, okay? They can probably script a little bit. They can probably edit a little bit, but they're a strategist. So this person needs about 2 editors. You can get them overseas for about $3K. Also, you want to charge this person between $8 and $10 grand. You want to get 2 editors overseas for about $3K, and you want to get a script writer / researcher / briefer. And whenever I say briefer, this is somebody who might be doing quality control with the editors. That person you want to pay about $5K. So $3K for the editors, $5K for this like junior director, and then about $8 to $10K for the actual hub strategist. Okay, now let's go to long form. You want your growth strategist. I'm going to give an agency recommendation here. Presley Milton and Cam Minier. These guys crush it on the YouTube agency side. That's an example. You can also bring this in-house with a great long-form strategist. Patty Galloway's agency would be another one for this. They're probably high-ticket. These are both high-ticket agencies. But it's going to give you an idea of the type of level you want this strategy to be. This growth strategist is going to have a team underneath them. Number one, they need a budget for packaging. You might not need somebody on the team that does packaging, but you need to have a budget for packaging. Maybe you use clickables.com.io. Clickable. You might have to do some research. I think it's Clickable. That's like a YouTube packaging, but you need someone dedicated to packaging, or at least a budget. I would say $3K. You need an editor, a long form editor for the podcast, for all that stuff. I would say $3K for this editor. And then you need another scripter and researcher and briefer, again, $5K, somewhat similar to short form, except one less editor and a packaging fund instead. Okay, whenever we go to email, you don't need a lot on the email side. The goal is that the analytics funnel person that we talked about in miscellaneous can set up all of the automations and the segmenting. You need one writer to build out email sequences. This could also... never mind. You need a writer to build out the sequences, so welcome sequence, abandoned cart sequence, lead magnet sequences, countdown sequences to webinars, stuff like that. $5K. Maybe you might have to push up to $8K depending on how much email you're doing. Do not slack on email, but one great ghostwriter can take email a very long way. Next, we need a ghostwriter for written socials. This is X and LinkedIn. Depending on your business model, you might want a strategist here, but the odds are you can probably get away with one person. That's a